Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Great Plains Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so our panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so please be sure to set up for more. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/GPACAC. And with that, I'll turn it over to our first presenter, and that is Xavier University.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now. My name is Tim Wilms. I am the Regional Recruitment Director for Xavier University out in Cincinnati, Ohio. There we go. And actually, here's our first slide. So like I said, my name's Tim. I'm a proud Xavier alum. And actually, I just started my my timer here, so I'll go right
Tim, sorry, before you get, we're still seeing the notes mode.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so if you want to go to display settings, and then I think you could swap the camera view for the screen view.
How's that?
Perfect.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Well, thanks. See, it turns out I should have done the test at the start. So, okay, so I'll speed through this here. So basic information about Xavier. We are in Cincinnati, Ohio, on the southwest corner of Ohio. We're right about 5,000 undergraduate students. As you'll see here, we are the 4th oldest Jesuit university in the nation, 6th oldest Catholic university in the nation. And we, at Xavier, the nice thing is you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get the small size classes, an average class size of 21, a 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio. You're going to get to know your professors really well. You're going to get to know the people around you really, really well. And at the same time, as you can see on the bottom left-hand corner there, you know, we also have a big time college basketball program, college soccer program, all that good stuff. And that's how people know us all over the country. It's for the great academics, the great Jesuit reputation, and the great history there. And you combine all that great small school stuff with a bigger school name, bigger school resources, and you know, a D1 big school experience there as well. And actually, one of the great things is, even though we're in Ohio, 63% of our students come from outside the state of Ohio. We are in 48 of the 50 states as well. As is kind of referenced there, 40% of our students are actually the only ones that come from their high school. So, you know, if you're coming from Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, you know, one of the great things is, even if you are the only one to come from your high school, you'll be meeting people from all over the country, and that's a really wonderful thing. There we go. I mentioned we're a Jesuit school. 2 main things you need to know about who the Jesuits are. First, they're an order of Catholic priests founded about 500 years ago. The 2 main things, though, a commitment to academic excellence. So there are 27 Jesuit colleges, universities all over the country. We're proud to be part of that great academic tradition. Thing number 2 is a commitment to service and social justice. And so it's really a practical, lived out approach to spirituality, to education. And so that leads to a lot of great things for our students. For us, we'd like to say we are all for one, right? We're the Xavier Musketeers. And that really bleeds into what we do at the Jesuit level, which is this Jesuit term, cura personalis, that is care for the individual. That's something that we do really well at the university, and kind of how that, what that leads to is student success, right? So what we want to do is meet you where you're at and help you get where you want to go. With our 90 majors, 60 minors, we do have a Jesuit liberal arts approach to education, which means that not only will you be focused in on your major classes, but you'll also have a wide variety of different classes at the core level to help give you a wider array of knowledge going into the working world. And where you see that cura personalis lived out is through that student success team. So every one of our students over their 4 years at Xavier is going to have an academic advisor, a student success coach, a financial aid counselor, and a career coach. So the whole idea is to help with the transition from high school to college, to make sure you're going to be able to graduate on time in 4 years, and to help you, like I said, get where you want to go. And what that leads to, as you can see on the bottom left-hand corner here, we have a 98% job placement rate. So within 6 months of graduation, 98% of our students are working full-time. They're pursuing graduate studies. 2% of the 98% are doing a year of service. You know, maybe it's military service, maybe it's the Peace Corps, Jesuit Volunteer Corps. And so that's something that we're certainly very proud of. Over a 5-year period for students applying to medical school, over the last 5 years, 86% of our students have gotten accepted into medical school. The class of 2019, that rate was 92%. So the things we're doing in the classroom, they really work for our students at Xavier, but they also lead to some amazing outcomes for our students as well. There's a lot on this slide. I know that this is being recorded, so feel free to jump back into some of these great links about the Jesuit tradition, about opportunities for study abroad, immersion trips, living out that mission. One thing I do want to mention, as you see here on the right, 170 plus clubs and organizations. Club sports is a big deal on campus. And you'll also notice, yes, those basketball games, they're all totally free, or as parents like to say, already paid for over your 4 years with the tuition payments and everything like that. So really what it means to be at Xavier is not only academic success, but success outside the classroom as well. Plenty of opportunities to dive in, to be really a great part of the campus community. It's one of our strongest points at the university. And so if you're looking for a university where you're going to get to know the people around you, feel like you can be a leader on campus, feel like you're invested in what's going on at the university, Xavier is going to be a great fit for you. Plenty of ways to dive in, to be a leader. 64% of our students actually hold some sort of leadership role on campus. As far as the application goes, we are on the Common App and we have our own Xavier app. You can do either one, doesn't matter which one you do for us. But I will note, so first we are test optional. So basically we let you decide whether you want to submit those test scores or not. I will point out that we are on a rolling admission, which means we'll read applications as they come in, but I will highlight we have a December 1 priority deadline for nursing, for our honors programs, for competitive scholarships as well. So I'm getting right at my 6-minute mark. I know I started a couple seconds late here. So feel free to run back and look at some of these metrics. We do take a holistic review when we're reviewing your application, and we will start reading applications here this upcoming August, and we'll start, we can get you a decision here once you apply within 3 or 4 weeks of your application. So this is my information. Like I said, I'm Tim Wilms. I'm a regional recruitment director, and I specifically cover Nebraska, Kansas, and Oklahoma. So please do reach out if you have any questions, and thank you so much for your time tonight.
Sorry about that. I was on mute. Western Nebraska, Nebraska Community College.
All right. Hello, everybody. Let me get my screen shared here. Hopefully you can see that. So my name is Debbie Wagner. I'm an admissions counselor for Western Nebraska Community College.
Sorry, we're not actually seeing that. Can you try that one more time?
You aren't. Okay.
I'll stop my share.
Oh, yes. How about that?
I think you just need to select the next screen. Because now we're seeing ourselves.
Well,
I can see. Oh, there you go. Yep.
Okay. Give me just a minute. I think there's a little bit of a lag there.
No
okay.
problem.
So like I was saying, my name is Debbie Wagner. I'm from Western Nebraska Community College. If you want to scan your this QR code, you can get some more information as I'm talking. But this is where we're located from. Our main campus is in Scottsbluff, Nebraska. You can kind of see we're about 3 hours away from Denver, about 3 hours south of Rapid City. That gives you an idea. We do have 3 campuses. Our main campus is a Scottsbluff campus. We also have Alliance and Sydney. So we're a small campus, 2-year community college, right around 1,700 students total. We have a very good 10-to-1 student faculty ratio with an average class size of 15. So you're getting really good one-on-one instruction. You're really getting to know your faculty members and your instructors, and having really good discussions in class. We have approximately 70 certificates, degrees, and diploma programs available. We offer tons and tons of supportive services, math and writing center, peer tutoring, supplemental instruction, learning resource center. All of those are free. for all of our students. We have what's called two-tier advising. So Career Pathways and Advising works with you to kind of get your overall goal of your education, where you're going to transfer to, and make sure that all of our classes line up accordingly. And then we have faculty advisors that work with you one-on-one and advise you for your next semester's classes, check in with you, make sure you're doing okay, and if you need anything. And then we also have TRIO student support services for first-generation college students, extra supportive services. There's a book lending library, free printing, some school supplies, scholarships, things like that. We offer disability services, such as assisting students with getting auxiliary aids and services, modifications. We also offer counseling services and have licensed therapists on staff. Tons of clubs and organizations on campus. It's really hard to be bored on campus. There's always something happening, whether it is a club in org or a volunteer opportunity or something out in our community. It's a small community, and so we kind of everybody hangs out together. We also have athletics. So we have men's and women's basketball, men's and women's soccer, men's baseball, women's softball, and women's volleyball. We are very proud of our teams. We've had national championships, and our volleyball team is currently about to play the national championships again this year as well. We have a brand new performing arts center, and we have instrumental music, theater arts, and vocal music housed in this art center on the Scottsbluff campus. We also have visual arts and an art studio, and you can get an Associate of Fine Arts in any of those programs, as well as interdisciplinary studies. And we do offer up to 100% full tuition scholarships for participation in these programs, even if you're majoring in something else. So if you're an instrumentalist, you can get a scholarship to participate in our instrumental groups, but be majoring, say, in nursing or something like that, and have it all paid for. So that's a really great way to get some scholarship money. We do offer housing. We have 3 types of housing. This building is called Conestoga. And then the 2 buildings that you see, the one with the glass is called Horizon, and then the circular one is called the Tower. We have dining services, all you can eat buffet, full salad bar, full breakfast bar. And then we offer a couple of fun activities, such as steak and shrimp night is really great. Great big butterfly shrimp and chicken cordon bleu, and wonderful slabs of steak, which is really wonderful. And then we also have international dining night. So our international students submit home recipes, and then we make them on a large scale basis, and we get to try all the food and learn a little bit about their culture at the same time. So it's a really fun atmosphere. We do have what's called Buddy's Books and Bistro, where you can get all your school supplies, your books, Cougar swag, and then we have some grab and go items, and then items like cappuccinos, smoothies, acai bowls, pizzas, things like that, that you can get that's in the main campus instead of going into the dining hall. Our Sydney campus houses Nebraska's only aviation maintenance program, and we do have housing on the Sydney campus, as well as all of the other programs that you can participate in, but it specializes in the aviation program. And then our Alliance campus has all of the programs that we offer, and then as well as our power line construction and maintenance program, which is a great program to get into. So all of this is our 2020-2021 school year prices. If you're out of state, you're looking at just a little under $11,000 for the whole year. That's all your tuition, fees, and your room and board. So very, very affordable. We offer tons and tons of scholarships. The scholarship on the left is $1,000 based off the program of study. The one on the right is early admission. So based off of your GPA, you can receive up to $1,000. And then the one in the middle, if you have a 25 or higher on your ACT or 1140 or higher on your SAT, you will receive full tuition scholarship. All 3 of these scholarships will roll over to your second year. We invite students to come on campus. We are having in-person classes. We're having campus visitors. So strongly encourage you to come walk around campus, check out the community, and see if you could picture yourself living here and getting your education here. Oops. So that is all I have. Oh, there we go. Applying for admission is pretty easy. It takes about 5 minutes, free application. Once you get applied, you'll get an email with your next steps, and we'll work with you one-on-one to make sure that all of your paperwork is in place. And this is my contact information. Again, the QR code if you want to fill out a contact card to get some information quickly. If you'd like to call or email, please feel free to do so. I am the rep that would be handling your admissions. So that is everything that I have. If you have any questions, please let me know, and thank you.
Thank you so much. Our next presenter is the University of Kansas.
Good evening, everybody. I am going to go ahead and get my screen pulled up. I'm so thrilled that we're all here this evening and I can tell you a little bit about KU. So I just want to start by kind of introducing who we are in our office. So my name is Erin Woods and I'm an admissions representative here at KU, but all of these faces that you're seeing on the screen are our admissions reps. And what's really special is that we have all done this before. We all graduated from KU. We all have this experience. So each and every one of you has a personal admissions rep that you can talk to and really learn more about what your KU experience could look like. To dive right into our information, though, I want to start just by talking a little bit about who we are as a community here at KU. So I always like to start with our undergraduate population size. We are a bit larger than some of the other institutions that we're very lucky to share the stage with tonight. We do have right around 19,000 undergraduates. This can seem kind of large. I know it did for me when I started my experience at KU, but really this classifies us as a truly mid-sized university. So as you can see, this means that nearly 3/4 of our classes are still under 30 students and nearly 90% are under 50. And in my time at KU, I had classes as small as 8, as well as a lot of opportunity for individualized study with our professors. So it's a really stellar academic environment. Here at KU, we also do have folks coming from all over the country representing every single state in the country, every county in the state of Kansas, and over 100 countries worldwide. So there's a lot happening in this community. There are so many different perspectives that you can not only experience for the first time, but really learn from, which is especially valuable coming to college and really understanding who it is you want to be and how it is you want to interact with the world. Another important number for us is that a little over 1/4 of our student body do identify as students of color, which really ties into that opportunity to help our students understand how they fit into this big global framework. But there's a lot that we can talk about tonight. I want to kind of hit the highlights. We like to call this the KU difference because there's a lot that you can learn about from a lot of institutions, and I want to make sure you know what makes us special. So the first piece of the KU difference is that we are a member of the Association of American Universities, or the AAU. Now, I won't go on for too long about this, but what you really need to know is that these schools in the AAU represent 0.1% of institutions of higher education across the United States and bring in over 60% of federally allotted research dollars. And this means really incredible opportunities for you as students. On one hand, it means that we have world-class faculty members. So we have folks like the president of Ford Motor Company. We have the inventor of Google Earth and Google Maps, who is also a KU alum. We also have folks like Oscar Award winner Kevin Wilmot, who wrote the screenplay for the film BlacKkKlansman. We have people who are writing New York Times bestselling novels, who are writing plays that are being debuted all across the country and all over the world. So here at KU, you have the opportunity to learn from people who are at the very, very forefront of their field. Something else that's really special about this, though, is what it means for your student experience. So our students have a unique access to something that we consider undergraduate research. This is really, really important because as a student, it means that you have incredible access to really making your own discoveries. And even if you're coming in not quite sure what this could look like at the start, we have the resources and facilities to help introduce you to the very idea that to see if it's something you want to do. This is something we really lead in and something we're very proud to offer our students. But this also means a couple of other things. So this means some really great experiential learning opportunities in addition to research, like studying abroad. And in fact, here at KU, we triple the national average in terms of the number of students who study abroad in their undergraduate career. I myself studied abroad 4 times while I was at KU as a first-generation low-income student. So it is very, very possible to make this happen. This also means some really incredible academic programs like our #1 rated university honors program, which is one of the oldest and one of the highest ranked university honors programs nationwide. So there's a lot of opportunity here at KU to really dive deep into your academic major. But of course, it's not just about that in the classroom experience. We are so, so lucky to be located in an incredible college town here in Lawrence, Kansas. This is kind of a quintessential college town. We consistently make top 10 lists every single year, and there's a lot that there's a lot to love about this place. However, it's not just Lawrence, although this is a really big benefit. One of the things that we love so much about being located where we are is that we have the Kansas City metro area and the Topeka metro area, which is our state capital, so close to us. And what this really means for you as students is that you have the benefit of living in a college town, having that great classic college experience, but you equally have the opportunity to have access to things like internship and industry with both of these locations. So you don't have to take time off during your degree to become really competitive for life after graduation. Because of this, the average KU graduate now has at least 2 internships during their time here at KU. So this is an enormous benefit for us. And of course, this is also just a lot of fun. I know when I was at KU, I was very fortunate to be in Kansas City the night that the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, which is super special for me, even as an armchair fan of athletics. So it was a whole lot of fun. But there is something even bigger than that too, and that's the Jayhawk Network. So being a university of our size and being at that 19,000 undergraduate population means that we have a lot of graduates out there. We have around 350,000 active alumni. And for you as students, this is a huge deal because it means a lot of opportunity to network, to really build bridges towards those next steps in your career and your graduate studies. It means a lot of set aside opportunities for you because Jayhawks are really enthusiastic about helping Jayhawks. This is a community that loves to give back, that loves to look out for one another, and we would love for you to join us. In fact, there is so much excitement in this network that we have established kind of a LinkedIn that's just for Jayhawks. So our current students can start getting those really great career insights as early as day 1 of their freshman year. So this is a really wonderful opportunity. This is a really, really special place to be. We are truly the only place on planet Earth that you can be a Jayhawk, and we would love to see you join us here on campus. Now, this is going to be a moment where if any of you need to take a screenshot, if you want to return to this video at a later date, I would highly encourage you to do so. There's a lot of information on this page, but I want to make sure we're hitting the highlights together. So you see that November 1st is our early action deadline. All this means is that if you apply by that date, you get some really great extra swag. You can have some early access to things like our housing application, to registering for orientation. But if you apply by this date, you aren't committed to KU. So we would really encourage you to submit your application by December 1st. Make sure that you're scholarship eligible because we are now test optional for scholarships. All you have to do is submit your application by December 1st and you will be good to go. I would encourage you to return to this slide later on for more information or reach out to me personally. But today is just the start of your KU journey and I would love to talk to you more about these opportunities. This is my contact information. Again, feel free to take a picture or return to this video at a later date. It's been wonderful speaking with you tonight and I am going to pass it on to our next institution.
Thank you. Our next presenter is William Jewell College.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Brian Jackson. I'm an admission counselor at William Jewell College, the Critical Thinking College. We are located in Liberty, Missouri. We were founded all the way back in 1849. So this wonderful campus that you're seeing is in just about 15 to 20 minutes straight north of downtown Kansas City. We're kind of set off kind of on the east side of Liberty, kind of tucked into our own little world. On campus, we're a residential campus of about 900 students at Jewell. We are a small private college. We have about a 10-to-1 student to faculty ratio, average class size of 16 students. So a place where you're going to get a very personalized educational experience. All of our courses are taught by faculty members and we follow a faculty advising model. So the person kind of working with you, planning out your coursework over your 4 years and bringing opportunities to you and setting you up is going to be a professor from your chosen area of study. We're also an Apple Distinguished School. This is awarded to about 200 different colleges, universities, even some high schools for things like innovation on campus, access to technology for students. So all of our students on campus are outfitted with an iPad Pro and an Apple Pencil that is yours to keep upon graduation. We have about 40 different majors and minor paths that students can take, including the Oxbridge Honors Program, which is one of the most unique honors programs in the country. It's based on the British tutorial style of learning, and your junior year is spent studying abroad at Oxford University. We also have the Honors Institute in Critical Thinking, which is not a typical honors program where you're just kind of taking harder gen ed type courses. It's actual unique coursework, developing your critical thinking skills and doing some practicum projects in the Kansas City community. Here's kind of some of the majors that students can pursue. Some of our more popular ones are our nursing program, some of our sciences, biology, chemistry, biochemistry that have research at the undergrad level, 2 years of undergraduate research for those students. Business, economics, accounting are also popular majors, as well as performing arts. So I know it says feel free to take more than one path to your future. Over half of our students are double majors, but these students are still able to graduate in 4 years, and I'll talk a little bit more about why that is. But here are majors in the Oxbridge Honors Program, some of our dual degree programs, as well as pre-professional advisory programs, as well as a few graduate programs that we have on campus. What really kind of makes William Jewell unique is really our approach to education. As I mentioned, we don't have a general education program that students kind of have to get through their first year. Our core curriculum is centered on the idea of critical thoughts and inquiry. So students are developing analytical and problem-solving skills, learning how to think critically, and it's spread out over their 4 years. So it's not all kind of front-loaded when you get to Jewell, so you're able to dive into whatever you're interested in majoring in right away. Or if you're that student who's undecided, you have a little bit of time to kind of play around and take some classes from some different areas that you think you might be interested in majoring in before you have to kind of start declaring your major. At Jewell, we also really focus on getting students outside of the classroom, whether that's studying abroad, attending workshops or workshops, internship opportunities for students. As I said, research opportunities built into curriculum for most programs, or a lot of students take advantage of our Journey Grant program. This is open to every single student that's completed at least their sophomore year, and it's a minimum of $2,000 that you can put towards any experience outside of Jewell's campus. Talk a little bit about admission and financial aid. Jewell is a test optional institution. We've been test optional for almost a decade now. So we take a more holistic approach when reviewing students for admission, paying close attention to students' weighted and unweighted GPA and their core GPA as well. Our application is free to fill out on our website, and we're also members of the Common Application. And we're also starting in this coming fall, 2021, have a new tuition price for students. It is much lower than where it used to be and kind of sets us apart in the private colleges in the Midwest in our area. We wanted to do this to try and make our campus more inclusive and eliminate the biggest barrier in higher education, which is finances for students. To lower that cost even further, we have lots of scholarship opportunities, academic scholarships based on both GPA and standardized test scores. We have talent scholarships starting at $500 all the way up to $7,500, audition based for music and theater, but also have them available for our debate team, cheer team, dance team. We also have athletic scholarships available. We're an NCAA Division II school, and talent and athletic scholarships can be combined with any merit scholarship that you might earn. And our talent scholarships are available for all students. You don't have to be a music or theater major to earn a talent scholarship. There's other grant and scholarship opportunities available for students, including Shaping the Future grant, heritage scholarships for children or siblings of alumni, as well as Jewell Access grant. And that is need-based aid available through William Jewell. Eligibility for that is obviously based on students completing the FAFSA and sending that information to Jewell. And those amounts can vary, and really trying to help shrink that gap in tuition to make Jewell as affordable for as many students as possible. Jewell, we also have a 4-year graduation guarantee. So as long as you're taking the right number of classes each semester, making C's or higher in those classes, we can guarantee you'll get done in 4 years. So you're not adding on extra semesters to your time in school and getting out in the job market quicker. And we have some 3-year degree programs available to get you into the job market and save on a whole year of tuition in some of these areas that you can see on this screen. We also really love our students to get involved. I always say the traditional Jewell student is someone who wants to have a full schedule. As I mentioned, NCAA Division II athletics, you can see here men's and women's sports. Big in performing arts, both being able to participate on campus in various different instrumental, choir, theater opportunities. We're also the sponsor of the Harriman Jewell series, which is a performing arts series that Jewell sponsors that brings world-renowned artists to the Kaufman Performing Arts Center in downtown Kansas City. And many of these artists that come through for this series do master classes and workshops on campus for our students. And we have an award-winning concert choir in any number of organizations that you can see here to get involved in, whether it's academic honorary societies, multicultural organizations, anything and everything that you can kind of think of. Jewell's consistently recognized as one of the best value colleges in the Midwest, and colleges that do good. And this leads to kind of some of these outcomes. 99.1% placement rate for our students, and 95% of students that come to Jewell receive some form of financial aid. As I mentioned, I'm the admission counselor, and I work with all students once they kind of get into the application process for Kansas, Nebraska, and Oklahoma. But I also am teamed with Cam Young. He's our regional representative who, moving forward, hopefully we'll be able to get into some schools this upcoming fall semester, and will be the one kind of traveling around to different college fairs in the future as well. But please feel free to reach out to either of us if you have questions, or you can scan that QR code to get some more information on William Jewell.
Thank you so much. Since we have a little extra time here, unfortunately, Southern Illinois University was not able to join us. I'm just going to ask our reps to answer this question here for you all. And that question is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search? And we can go in the same order as presenting.
Sure, yeah. So my quick advice would be just have fun, not just, there's obviously a lot that goes into it. But when you are starting your search and you're going through this whole process, as an example, when you're a senior right now, a lot of us are working with seniors who are 3 weeks away from making their college decision. That's very, very stressful, right? So when you get to that point, know there's going to be some stress involved. So for right now, when you're dreaming about what are my next 4 years or 5 years or whatever going to look like, have fun with it, right? Have fun with this process, because this isn't just all, okay, here, what is the rest of my life going to look like? It's, hey, what do I want my next 4 years to look like? And have fun with that process, because the reason we are all doing this, we're all representing our various universities, is because this is a fun industry to be in, and this is a fun process to be in. So dive in, have fun, and dream big.
If anyone else wants to jump in, go ahead.
Sure. I think my biggest piece of advice for students that are going through the college search process is to visit as many schools as you can to fit into your schedule. I know it's not easy to get to maybe some of the faraway schools that you're looking at, but try and get on as many campuses as you can, even if it's an informal visit, walking around, going and doing an actual fully scheduled individual visit, or going to a visit day on a Saturday, to as many different schools and as many different types of schools as you can. Go and visit KU, a school that has 19,000 undergrads. Come check out William Jewell that has 1,000 undergraduate students, to really get a sense of where you feel the most comfortable and where you feel like meets your needs the most, because every school is going to have different opportunities available for you. Making sure the school has the program that I want, or the type of academic experience I want. So try and get to as many schools as you can, and kind of try and go visit a range of schools, big public state universities, small private colleges, just to kind of get a sense of where you feel the most comfortable and what school is going to be the right fit for you.
And I'll kind of hop in, round us out. I first want to second what Brian said. I think that's my number one piece of advice, but since he's already given you this great piece of advice, I would also just say, utilize us as your admissions representatives, because we are here to be a resource for you. We are here to help you understand what your future could look like at any of our institutions. So we are here, even if you're not quite sure what questions to start asking, even if you just want a general overview, and don't ever hesitate to reach out, because I know you're probably so sick of hearing this, but there's truly no such thing as a silly question, and we want to be a resource for you. So don't ever hesitate to use your rep. As you've heard tonight, we're all very excited about representing the schools that we're here for. So use us as much as you can.
Okay, well, let's do one more, and that's just, what's your favorite event or tradition on campus? And if you already said that in your presentation, if you want, you could also just share a fun fact.
Well, since we have a little extra time, I guess if it's all right, I'll do both. Fun fact for you, Xavier University, first ever Montessori undergraduate education program in the country. So there's a lot of fun facts for you. Also, Cincinnati is the world's second biggest Oktoberfest. So, okay, there's 2 fun facts. And then favorite tradition, you know, we have a lot of great traditions. I mentioned a lot about the Jesuits in my presentation. That's obviously a big part for us. You know, got to go with Xavier basketball. One of our big traditions is at least once a year, we do a big camp out. And actually, if you can probably barely see it, but my Cintas Center poster there right behind me. So our big game is against University of Cincinnati every year. It's called the Crosstown Shootout. So when we host it on campus, that's the game that you have to camp out in order to get into the game. And then the year that we are at University of Cincinnati, we're in the Big East Conference. So one of our biggest games every year is Villanova. So when Villanova comes to town, that's the game in the off year that we'll camp out for. So that's one of my favorite traditions we have on campus.
So my favorite season is winter, and I know that's an unusual pick, but winter has Christmas, the best holiday of all time. So my favorite on-campus tradition is called Lighting of the Quad. So as you guys might have seen in that video, we have lots of old kind of traditional style looking college buildings that were built in the 1850s forward. And every year when we get back from Thanksgiving, that following Friday night is called Lighting of the Quad. So we'll go into the chapel on campus. We'll have a Christmas concert with our band and choir. Then we'll go outside. Everyone will light a candle. We'll sing a few more carols outside. And then we flip the switch, and there's someone that gets picked each year to be kind of the ceremonial lighter of the quad, and they'll flip the switch and turn on all the Christmas lights on all the buildings around the quad. So that's a lot of fun. And there's an unofficial Jewell tradition that's attached to winter, but I'll give you guys the inside scoop. So right next to our freshman triangle of residence halls is a big, huge sledding hill called Browning Bowl. And so every year, the first good snow of the year, first year students are required, they're not actually required, but it's strongly encouraged to swipe one of the trays from the dining hall and go down Browning Bowl in a dining hall tray to officially become a Jewell student. So those are some of my favorite traditions around my favorite holiday, Christmas.
You know, this one's a hard one for me. I think as a KU grad, there are so many traditions that I love and hold very dear. If you ever attend a KU basketball game, you will see a lot of them for yourself firsthand. But one that you actually don't see as much until you're actually at KU is the tradition that we have around graduation. So we have a bell tower on our campus called the Campanile, and it's actually a World War I memorial that was built to honor all of the Jayhawks who fought in that war. And there is a myth, I don't know how much I believe that it's a myth, but there is this saying that if you walk underneath the Campanile before graduation day, you won't graduate in 4 years. And I never tested it out, but I'm just going to leave it with a little story. I know somebody who did their first week as a freshman. It took them about 8 years to get to get their bachelor's degree. So just take that for what it's worth. But it's a really, really special day because for a university of our size, you kind of wouldn't expect to have this one large university graduation ceremony. But on graduation day, we call it the walk down the hill, where all of that year's graduates from the KU Med Center, KU Nursing, KU Law, and of course our undergraduates all come together. They walk through the Campanile for the first time. They file into Memorial Stadium, and they all get to join in all of these traditions that have united us for the past 4 years for the very last time as a class. So that's one of my very favorite traditions. And it's something, again, that you hear a lot about, the Rock Chalk chant, about the alma mater, but that's easily my favorite. And just because it is so much fun, one quick fun fact about KU, we are actually the university that first discovered Pluto. So very exciting thing for you.
Well, thank you so much, everyone, for those fun facts and for that advice. Just thank you, everyone, also for joining us. And when this window closes, there'll be a link to a quick 4-question survey. We'd love your feedback. And in about a week, you can find this session's recording as well as many other sessions recordings at the same place where you signed up for this one. And with that, have a wonderful night, everyone. And again, thank you to our presenters.